Guys, you need to raise your prices. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Let me tell you why. This is something that is so simple, and I've heard it a lot of times in a lot of different ways, but I don't know why or with the timing or whatever, but it just recently clicked and it has been working so well. And thank me later. Okay. You need to raise your prices immediately. And I'll bet 95 to 99% of you are not charging enough money right now. Let me share this with you. When you charge, now you got to follow my thought pattern, my thought process a little bit in this pattern of thought for this to make sense. But just follow me here. Hear me out. This is worth it. When you charge a higher price, let's use an example of a flat fee lead generation deal. Let's talk about the guy, okay, a client, and you go in and you're like, I just want to get this client, so I'm going to charge him a low price, okay? I'm going to do a completely separate deal on that. Bad idea. You're like, I'm going to charge him $250 because I want to get him. Bad idea, okay? I promise. Hear me out. Versus you got that guy or that proposal versus we're going to charge that same guy $2,000 a month, okay? Here's what happens. When you charge that guy or gal, that business owner, $2,000 a month for 15, 20, 25 concrete leads, here's what happens. That business owner, because they're paying $2,000 per month, they are going to run those leads and they're going to work those leads and they're going to squeeze those leads because at that price point, for most small business owners in concrete, tree service, etc., that are not huge franchises, it stings a little bit. Okay, it stings a little bit because most of these are mom and pop operations. Now, $2,000 to a large company, it's a different story. But most of these deals, it seems, we are slinging to local business owners that are the ones and twos. Okay, the Jacks, the Timmys, the freaking Arnolds, whatever. So let's just use the name Jack. Jack's paying $2,000 for his concrete leads. He is going to run every single lead you send him. Everyone. He's going to answer the calls. If he misses the call, he's going to call him back. He's going to schedule the appointments. He's going to follow up with the appointments. He's going to follow up with the bid. He's going to do a good job because he is not, in his head, he's thinking, I'm not paying $2,000 and getting nothing out of this. Okay. Here's what happens. Because of that, because you've charged a higher price, it has forced Jack to go and run these leads way better. Like he's giving way more attention to these leads than he would have if you charged him $250, $500 a month. And because he runs them better and he gives more attention to them, guess what happens? It's wild. He gives them more estimates, number one, which then means he closes more deals because he's thinking, I got to because I'm paying $2,000. Now he's closed more deals. So now he's happier, right? He's happier with your service. And then he automatically is like, dude, these are pretty good leads that Nick sent me or who, whatever your name is. Those are pretty dang good leads because he's closing jobs. And then what happens is he's happy or she's happy. And now instead of calling you saying, hey, I'm going to cancel, they call you and say, hey, what do you think about extending and doing the same exact thing in that city? Or, hey, I actually have this other business. What do you think about doing the same thing in my other business, my pavers business, my landscape business, right? A lot of these business owners own multiple businesses. What else happens? They go and refer their friends because, yeah, I'm paying $2,000 a month, but I'm making $10,000 profit. And why is that? It's because you charged a premium price in the context of this. $2,000 is not premium in some services and with some businesses. But for this example, let's say that's a premium price. You have forced Jack to run those leads better, to treat them better, to nurture them, which is forcing him to close more deals, which is then confirming to him that this is a good deal and it's going to keep him on longer, have you get more referrals, and keep him happier. Everybody makes more money. Okay. I recently discovered this, and the people that I charge, and you guys have probably heard this or experienced it. If you haven't, you will. It's always the people that are paying pennies that are the biggest pains in the butt. They're the ones that are unhappy with the smallest details, yet they're getting the best deal. And it's odd, but it's just a thing. Okay. And as I've continued to raise my prices, because I went recently last summer, I said, I'm not doing deals unless it's an existing client that we have a rapport and some history. I'm not doing anything for less than $2,000 a month. And as a result, it has allowed me, or it has forced me, to only work with people that have a higher tolerance for those price points, that are better clients, that know how to sell, that know how to nurture, that are interested in growing. And everything good has come from that. Raise your price. I've done this with my lead gen sites. I've recently done it with my program. And what's interesting is if you charge a price that stings a little bit, but they will still be able to break even at the very worst case scenario. That's the key. Make it sting. It has to sting. If it doesn't sting, then they're not going to run the leads. Okay. If $500 doesn't sting, they're not going to run the leads, and they're not going to run them the way they need to run them to get the amount of juice out of those leads to stay with you, to refer business to you, and to grow with you. That is my tip on pricing. Raise your freaking prices right now, and make sure to not oversell it. Make sure that whatever you raise it to, that price that stings, make sure, as I've said before, that at a worst case scenario, everything goes wrong and they only get 15 leads, 20 leads, they are still breaking even and not losing money. You do those two things in tandem, and you will start closing a lot of deals.